For those of you who've been to Fiji, we normally say mbula. If I may, shalom and greetings to all our friends from Israel who have come all the way from the land to be at the Jerusalem prayer breakfast here in Australia. Shalom also to all friends of Israel who have come together from various areas to join our friends from Israel. I was in the Jerusalem prayer breakfast in February 2020 in Canberra, together with our Prime Minister today, the Honorable Sidibani Rambuka. Honorable Rambuka had been Prime Minister of Fiji back in the 90s, and he lost out in a number of elections and came back again. And when we were there in Canberra, he was the leader of the opposition. But the dominance of the party in place, in power at the time, had made the effort to try and unseat them quite difficult, and some people said futile. In Canberra, the Honorable Rambuka was asked to bless Jerusalem and pray for Jerusalem, and he did. And as you know, in December last year, he came back into the elections, and he's now Prime Minister of Fiji. He did not win outright. He needed a party to give him the number of seats, very similar to what you have in Israel. That party happened to be my party. I was the leader of the Sodelpa party with 3 seats, and he became the kingmaker. And in any coalition, there is this haggling over policies on what will be adopted by the government of the day. We had 5 non-negotiables. These 2 parties, the dominant parties, needed us. We were the kingmakers. And one of our non-negotiables was this: we must open a Fijian embassy in Jerusalem. And on Friday, our government, which is now 6 months old, tabled its first budget, and in the budget was the allocation for the setup of the embassy in Israel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And in cabinet, when you were discussing this matter, as normal, it goes to cabinet before it goes to parliament. Honorable Rambuka is such a leader. The Pacific Island community was quite fragmented about 2 years ago. In his first 2 weeks in office, he managed to bring the 16 nations together, including our 2 big neighbors, Australia and New Zealand, to be united once again and move together as the Pacific Island Forum. And in cabinet, I said to him, sir, not only do we go to Jerusalem, let's work on taking the island communities together with us to Jerusalem. We are talking about 16 other countries, apart from New Zealand and Australia, covering some 14 million square kilometers of ocean, which is about 20% of the Earth's surface. And for those of us who love Israel, Israel needs the support of the island countries of the Pacific and strengthen the nation that we all love so much. a nation that we see is being isolated by the power politics of the day, by almost everyone who believes in things other than the respect of the Lord, of our God, the Holy One of Israel, whom we all worship in the Pacific. So, friends, I stand here today knowing that a new dawn is happening for Israel in the Pacific, that Fiji will start it. I've spoken with my colleague here from the Solomon, who has spent about 18 years in the United Nations, and our friends in other parts of the Pacific. They are all willing. They're showing indications that we'll all want to be there in support of Israel as a unit in the Pacific. And we are small island nations, but big ocean states. There's so much there that we don't know, and we know that the promise to Abraham, he who blesses you, I will bless. And we believe this move, by the collective effort of the islands of the Pacific, will translate to blessings that is we've never seen before. And will enable us to fully realize what we truly have. And we believe that going forward, the ocean is the future of the planet today. So, friends, from your colleagues in the Pacific, from Fiji, we give our best wishes to Israel. You have your friends in the Pacific who love to be with you, and we believe Fiji is taking the lead. And as an indication of this, a charter flight from Fiji will go to Ben Gurion Airport in September for the Feast of Sukkot, Feast of the Tabernacle. And there's about 250 people. For the first time that a Fiji Airways will land into Israel. And we're asking some of our colleagues from the island countries that we can keep some seats for them if they want to join with us. Part of my portfolio is the Minister of Tourism and Civil Aviation. They came to me and said, Bill, we can't really make the connection. We all need to be there in Tel Aviv on the 28th of September. We can't make the connections from all the other points. We have to fly directly in a charter. And I'm civil aviation. Fiji Airways is part of my responsibility, so so it has happened. So but colleagues, we have been blessed by Israel. We know, we can tell you stories about who we were. You are not the friendliest of people. You are not the smile and the Mbula people. We were warriors and you were cannibals. And then the word of God, the light came from Israel. And today, we are rated as amongst the friendliest people on this planet. With the So thank you for the invitation to be here. It is budget time in Fiji. I should be back in Parliament to debate the budget as usual, but I was honored and I was really happy to be here, to be part of you in this gathering. Thank you very much.